This is David from Florence, and I don't know if you can see, I'm packing. Tomorrow I'm driving up to the Dolomites with some Italian guys and my friend Carla, and we're gonna ride in a large group ride on Sunday. There's a pass called the Pordoi, which I haven't ever done. I think I've never even seen it, and it's if I understand right, like 75 or 80 kilometers with like 1,600 meters of elevation, and I hopefully I'm in good enough shape to do that. The problem is something else. The problem is these guys, I don't know why, are very stressed about the potential for traffic. And so someone had the idea of getting an early start, which originally was like a 6 a.m. start, which I can handle. And then somehow it's got pushed back to 3 a.m. start, which I am absolutely dreading. I should have a better attitude, but the thought of waking up at 2, it's 11:30 now, so waking up in 2.5 hours to get in a van and start driving is making me miserable. My goal for tomorrow is not to complain too much, but I have just the worst attitude. If I can bring myself to do it, I'll make a video at 2 o'clock in a few hours, in less than a few hours, when I get up. I'm sure when I'm riding up some beautiful Italian pass on Sunday, well rested, having slept in a hotel tomorrow night, I'll be thrilled. But right now, I'm not very happy. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I think I slept about 15 minutes. It's a beautiful night. It's really warm, and it's quiet. There's no traffic. Actually, I just ran into my neighbor who was returning at 2 o'clock and gave me a chance to vent a bit about about getting up so early. I think I'm usually a pretty easygoing guy, but some things just make me crazy, and this just makes me insane. I guess it's not that big of a sacrifice, but I don't know what it is about me. I just find this so hard. So I'm off to meet my friend Carla, and then it's a 5-hour drive through the night to the Dolomites, starting from Florence. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and here's the Italian crew loading the bikes.
Spettacolo!
E questa...
Guarda, cara, ma tu devi guardare bene.
No, ma sì, sulla destra. Sì. Passi di sotto.
Okay, after 5 hours of driving, we're at the Hotel Andes in Vigo di Fassa, and I gather this is where the ride's going to start, and my mood is slightly better. Had a little sleep in the van, and these guys were quite entertaining, so everything is good. The Hotel Andes was a nice hotel, but it's not our hotel. We're moving on to a different place. Okay, this is hotel number 2, the Hotel Touring. Hopefully this is the right place.
Vai insieme.
Passo del Pellegrino.
Passo del Pellegrino. Grandi ragazzi. Che soddisfazione.
Bionda, abbassa la cabeza. Che ho fatto in modo. Bravissima.
I think the last ski jump I saw was about 30 years ago. I can't remember it. I'm sure it's the kind of thing, it looks even scarier when you're at the top.
Da passare persone più umani.
La solita chi è capitato?
This water is unfiltered, coming down the hillside. I'm sure it's fine. The Italian soccer, or some would call football season, starts in, I think, September, and the teams have training camp, I guess you would call it, before the season starts. And often they go to the north of Italy, into the mountains where it's cooler and probably more conducive to keeping these 22-year-old millionaires concentrated. And just by chance, the town we're staying in is where the Florence soccer team has their training camp. The Florence team is called Fiorentina, and their color is purple. And benvenuta means welcome. Welcome, Fiorentina. This is my second video, and my dad was critical of my first video and said I made a mistake and should have introduced myself. I'm David Charnes, and I live in Italy, and I do bike tours for a living. That's why I was able to combine passion into a career. We are in a town called, what's it? Come si chiama questo posto?
Pozzo di Fassa.
Come si chiama?
Di Fassa. Nella Val di Fassa.
Vico.
Pozzo di Fassa o Vico di Fassa.
We are in Vico di Fassa or Pozzo di Fassa.
Sì, sono due paesi vicini.
And we're in the Dolomites in northern Italy. I think we're close to the Austrian border. Anyway, it's been an exciting day. I got about 30 minutes of sleep last night and was able to hold back on the whinging in the van.
Patrimonio dell'umanità.
We rode 70K, and we rode 1,715 meters of vertical climbing, which was a little too much for me. I've been riding a bit outside Florence. When I do a lot, I do about 400 meters of climbing, although it was really, really pretty. I've been in Italy for a long time, but I haven't had a chance to see these important mountain passes. Actually, I think these are all well known as part of the Giro d'Italia. In fact, the Giro d'Italia came through here last month, came through this town. Anyway, it was great. Tomorrow is actually the big event. It's called Sella Ronda, I think, and I'm expecting there'll be thousands of people, and I think we're doing a similar ride, although it's going to be very crowded. And I was told today that we won't be doing any fast descents. I had a really awesome descent. Anyway, that's it for this long and very tiring day, but it was really great. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's pouring rain, low clouds, thunder, and I'm sure it's much worse going up the hill, so I think there's no riding today. We're supposed to do the Sella Ronda today, and I think it's not going to happen. Maybe the big ride was yesterday.